Reddit. What is the stupidest thing you have ever heard out of someone's mouth? A woman I know adopted a baby from an Eastern European country. Someone who worked in our city's education system said, but when she grows up, how will you understand what she's saying? That sounds like some shit I'd say and immediately realize what I just said. London is the Paris of New York, said my friend after a few drinks. We never let him forget it. I'd love that on a shirt actually, lol. I'm partially deaf. I've been partially deaf since I was 3 years old, and I've been slowly but surely getting more deaf. I had a manager tell me I needed to work harder to get over my hearing loss. There was genuinely no concept of hearing loss being permanent in some cases, and no amount of working harder would get rid of it. Shouldn't have skipped your day at the gym. Bro, do you even live here? I worked at a hippie crystal store in the mall. These girls come up and are looking at our amethyst cathedrals, big pretty chunks of amethyst. One reached out to touch it and her friend immediately held her back and pulled her away, yelling, "Don't touch that. It's amethyst. Being around it gives you asthma." She was genuinely upset. I stopped dead in my tracks when I heard that one. That's it? The dumbest thing I ever heard. I was in a Warby Parker one day and there was a married couple being waited on ahead of me. I'd guess they were both maybe 50. The sales guy was showing them a pair of transition lenses and the man just could not understand them. The sales guy tried to explain them. His wife tried to explain them. He just kept replying, "But I don't understand how they give you night vision." They brought him outside to show him how they lenses darken in sunlight so you don't need a separate pair of sunglasses, and he was like, "Oh. Okay, I get it now. But how does the night vision work?" After 20 minutes or so they gave up trying to explain to him that the glasses do not give you night vision. Let the man just have his night vision glasses. I thought snow was just the dust that blows off mountains and rain was when the snow melted. 23-year-old in one of my uni classes. What the fuck? I was working midnights back in the 80s. It was almost dawn and a few of us were hanging out in the parking lot. Venus was blazing away in the pre-dawn sky. I pointed it out to my coworkers and how it was easy to find in the sky. Its positioning in relation to the sun when I got interrupted by one of the guys standing there. He was pretty adamant that the sun revolved around the earth. By 80s, do you mean the 1680s? Because then it might be reasonable. It's not the stupidest, but it's the most recent ones to mind. I'm a vet and was giving discharge instructions to dog owner after a neuter. Owner after dog neuter, so where are his stitches? Me, oh, between his legs. Him, his front legs or back legs. Me dash, his back legs. Where do you keep your testicles, sir? I think being cryogenically frozen would be cool because you could see the future. I'd have to bring a space heater or a blanket or something though. I don't like being cold. Star basketball player in my high school health class. I'd like to think that I will come back to this post to cheer myself up after doing something stupid. That I am technically not a twin because I was born 2 minutes earlier than my brother instead of exactly at the same time. I really want to hear the author of this statement describe their take on the twin birthing process. If you're not circumcised, you're gay. A friend told us all I was never circumcised, so I'm a virgin. Underscore underscore not underscore a underscore dog underscore underscore. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? Do you want a treat? I'm a good boy, Tim. You said it 5 minutes ago, and of course I want a treat. This post deserves belly rubs as well. At an old job we had balloons in the office left over from a kid's birthday party in the restaurant. A server comes in, and says, "Oh, balloons." She then picked a balloon up of the ground, opened it, inhaled the air and said hello all excitedly. She then goes, "Oh. Why didn't it work?" Her face when I explained to her that wasn't helium she had just breathed in, but some dad's breath that had been in the balloon for hours, was priceless. I post this all the time and I will continue to do so forevermore. It was right after the 2020 election and my neighbor was ranting and furious about how Trump lost, claiming fraud, etc. I didn't want to get involved, so I simply said, well, it's going to court, hoping that it'd shut him up. Instead, his response was truly the dumbest thing ever said by any man, by saying, well, what good is that going to do? All these judges, even the Trump appointees, only rule according to the law. I worked at a bagel shop and I had a customer come in with a complaint one day after buying some Nestle chocolate milk from us. So here is how the story goes. We had a guy come in and accuse us of selling and charging him for 2 bottles worth of chocolate milk inside of 1 bottle when he only wanted 1 serving. I guess he thought it was a super large or something. We only have 1 size, and it isn't that big, his reasoning for thinking that. On the bottle of chocolate milk it says that a thoughtful serving is half the bottle, so he thought 1 bottle equals 2 bottles of chocolate milk and he only wanted 1. I had to explain to this guy that a thoughtful portion was just a recommendation by Nestle that he only drink half the bottle because it's healthier. And it's not that there are 2 chocolate milk bottles in the 1 bottle he bought. Then he told us we should be less confusing, and then I had to explain to him that we do not own Nestle and do not have a chocolate milk factory in the back of the shop where we make and produce the chocolate milk. Then he said he no longer wanted it because he is hearing now that it is not fresh, so he tried to get a refund on a half-drunk chocolate milk, and I had to explain to him that no, we cannot do that. And then he left in a huff. I know it sounds unbelievable, but it really is true. People this stupid exist in our world as members of society. Can't remember the exact way he phrased it, because it was quite a few years ago, but it was something along the lines of, "You girls are wearing jeans like you're going to a party, girls should wear skirts." Anytime someone tells me that girls wearing pants isn't biblical, I remind them that men didn't wear pants back then either. Years ago I worked at a convenience store where everyone wore ties. Had a lady come in and rip on me, female, and another female employee for wearing men's clothing. Went on and on about how her church teaches that women should dress like women, blah blah blah. She was wearing pants, okay, they had flowers on them, but they were still pants. There was a woman I worked with. I privately called her Mango Brain because she had the mental capacity of a mango. We were all standing around at work and talking about Thanksgiving and talking about how turkey is a special treat. The conversation took a turn when she piped up. "Mango Brain, turkey. Bok bok bok." Me, "Turkeys go gobble gobble, not bok." "MB, I wouldn't know, I'm a city girl. All I know is that goats are baby sheep." She was so confident about it too. She also thought the words to donkey sure were donkey chains, darling, donkey chains. I've never met anyone else as clueless in my life. Edit, a couple of our badass German Redditors pointed out that the actual phrase and proper spelling is Dankeschön. Wayne Newton just butchered the crap out of it to make it a catchy song in the 60s. Thanks for the German lesson. I once was talking about how my mom used to have to steal food/clothing when my siblings and I were children so we could survive. Then my friend just says, "Yeah, but I bet you guys still ate blackberries." You can't be poor if you eat blackberries, apparently. Edit, reposted comment, her point is more that a little store-bought container is like $3, but that's still a dumb point. Like, if we bought M from the store it was a treat and we each only had a couple. We weren't even buying mass amounts of blackberries to have a full serving. $3 once every month or so isn't anything. This is particularly hilarious to me, because at our poorest my family ate a lot of blackberries. They were free, because the entire roadside in our neighborhood had blackberry bushes growing along the side, and we'd pick pounds of 'em and make pies, jams, and just eat them straight all the time.